Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. We're talking about September 2025 astrology and your sign. This is amazing because we have an eclipse cycle hitting you in such a way that it can absolutely shift your work and career objectives, success stories, and accomplishments in a positive way. That's going to be an eclipse of September the 7th in Pisces. We're also seeing some other things going on. We have a double kite this month hitting you in your business relationships, like my business partnerships section of your chart, or your relationship to a significant love partner. And that kite can bring you incredible success or change in relationship to other people, like your audience, your marketplace, your significant other, your business partners, and mostly positive. So it's a pretty good month actually to be you, but we have the first week of September. It is challenging, and the last week is challenging. So you have to get through those 2 difficult weeks of the month, and everything else looks like relatively positive bed of roses. Your Libra, you're ruled by Venus. She goes into a little bit of a difficult spot this month as well. We'll talk about what that looks like as we break the month down week by week. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian, and I am a Western tropical zodiac astrologer. This is not sidereal. In today's astrology, I'm going to cover everything you need to know to time your best life for the month of September, using astrology as a navigational tool. If you would like to time your best life, then you want to learn astrology, and I can help you do that. My Sky Reader course is a 6-time teaching. We're starting September 27th. The enrollment information and the course description is below. Live classes with me. We'll be together in those classes for 6 Saturdays in a row. We'll be having weekly Q&A calls by me, 4 guest teachers, where you can study other topics of astrology with them on Thursday nights, and that's also replays available. You get a lot of content. You're going to also get a Discord group and or Facebook group, or choose both, to connect with other students of astrology learning with you. And so there's a lot of ways you can benefit from this class. It's forever yours. Once you take it, it's yours. You have the content housed on my platform, my teaching platform, so you get to keep the material. If you miss a class, there's a replay. You get the gist. See you in class, I hope. All right, so let's get started and talk about the Sky Libra. First of all, one of the things to pay attention to all of your life, like the Taurus people, is what Venus is up to. And I just got to tell you, I'm going to show you the sky. She does get herself into a sticky wicket here, September the 19th to October the 14th in Virgo. It's complicated by the presence of the South Node and an eclipse in Virgo on the 21st of September. And that is your biggest challenging story, is this placement of Venus in the sky at the time. And it's going to be subtle for you. It's not going to hit you straight in the face. It's going to be like off to the side a bit, but you're going to have to deal with it. And I'll share how to do it and what it's about as we move forward in the week ahead, month ahead astrology. If you like this kind of all signs content, I put a lot of it out every month. Please hit the like button or subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when I put new content out, you are notified and then you don't miss any of my content. So let's get ahead of the game of life here and talk about eclipses. What are eclipses for, by the way? Change. What kind of change? Destined and fated. How often do they happen in this place in your sky? Your 12th house, 6th house, every 18 years. 18 and a half to 20 years. This takes you back to kind of the end of 2026, all of 2006, all of 2007, into a bit of 2008, the first half of 2008. So you've gone through eclipses here, which change things to do with work, home, pets, rentals, and debts, addiction, self-undoing, bad habits, patterns, things that have to do with distant shores and far off lands. Those are the themes of houses 12 and 6. It's also a very karmatic cycle for you. It is the axis of karmatic storylines. And so you're going through a big breaking out and breaking free of karmatic chains that have bound you, connected to karma and past lives. Now, let's break it down bit by bit. September the 1st, all right, to the 7th is our first week ahead, first week in the astrology. And it's very challenging for most of us because we have a couple of big squares dominating the sky. And the first one you want to notice is that Mars in Libra, in detriment in your sign, is squaring Jupiter. Let me bring up Mars in Libra just for a bit. He's been here since August the 6th. He leaves September 21st. It can heighten your competitive nature, your fighting spirit, but it can also make you angry and grumpy, and you can make you prone to injuries. Okay. All of that said, especially for the rising sign, be careful. Now, I forgot to tell you that your rising sign is your simulation avatar character, and it impacts the body. Whereas your true self is the sun playing the simulation. So it's a game player, not the game character. But your sun in your chart, Libra sun, you'll be focused more on things to do with purpose and career. And your Libra moons, that's your home life and your mother and stuff like that, and how you feel about life. So you want to listen to all three as if we placed the sun or the moon in Libra in the first house, as if it's at the lugna or the helm, right? The helm of the chart. It's called a derived house system. But you'll certainly find accuracy by listening to your rising sign, especially when it comes to bodily harm. So be careful you don't injure yourself, especially in an athletic or competitive environment. That's classic Libra Mars storylines. And so you just forewarned, is forearmed. And Libra, like the kidneys are Libra, and I think skin. So skin and kidneys are areas of caution for you. Cut your skin, get a kidney infection, get kicked in the kidneys in a game, of soccer or something. So be careful with your health. Now, that is going to end. That challenge began August 6th. It will be gone and good riddance until 2 more years, 2027. So you don't have to worry about it. You do it every 2 years. All right. So just keep that in mind. So back in the beginning of the month of September, Mars is in a square to Jupiter. That's something to do with the career and work environment. That can be your boss. That can be the work environment itself. That can be people in positions of power. That can be your success and expansion, luck and growth in your career. And hey, you've got Jupiter giving you all of that expansion, growth, luck and success in your career and reputation, visible action in the world. If you're retired, you're still doing something, right? People see you do something. That accomplishment energy, that success is there till next summer, till next July. But this is a busy, this is a difficult first week because you are kicking somebody back. You're angry, you're fighting back, you're arguing with somebody in the 10th house. Father figures, authority figures, bosses, powerful people, exalted, lots of strength in that Jupiter. You're weaker. This is Mars in detriment. Mars is out of balance. You could overreact. I quit my job. I'm out of here. You could tell your boss they're an asshole. You could have an argument with your literally your father. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell you, just take a chill pill and lay low. This first week of September is where you could fly off the handle, and it doesn't serve your career success. It doesn't serve any part of your life. Jupiter's stronger, and whoever's pushing back at you might be right? Moral, just, wise, true Jupiter might be right. So watch out for that tension in the first week of the month. And you also notice the first week of the month that Mercury will move forward, and he's been in the sign of Leo since June. That's because of retrogradation. I think it was end of June 25th. And now he's going to move all the way over into the next sign, and that gets in hot water as well. On September 3rd, second, third, depends on time zone. He slides his bum into Virgo, which is his strong suit. He's good in this house. This is where he's powerful and positively placed. On September 2nd, 3rd, as he moves into Virgo, he is going to square Uranus for some shock or surprise. With the Sun and South Node here, I would guess for some of you, a surprising shock that a father figure is sitting in the hospital. Information news, discovery, phone calls, emails, and text messages, and an elder one at that. So it could be a grandparent as well because of the placement of Saturn. And this month is going to bring you a few stories to do with the potential of somebody in your family of origin up the line, maybe a grandparent, maybe a father figure, maybe a male elder in the family system. And the word hospitalization may be ongoing here for you. Maybe, maybe not, but it is a likelihood. And Uranus on November 7th goes into your chunky money inheritance house, back in a retrograde. So there is some sense that maybe there's something like this happening for you this fall, where you might be coming into inheritance territory from an elder family male figure in your life, right? For some of you, not all of you. Now, Mercury, and it gives the unexpected news to do with prisons, hospitals, far off, foreign, distant shores. But Mercury's in a house of dreams. Uranus is in the house of the temple of dreams. You could have a surprising, profound, shocking discovery through a nighttime dream. And so that could be the upside of that because it doesn't involve other people. It's just about your inner life, and some breakthrough insight or dream could connect you deeply to purpose, and an unexpected, surprising opportunity that requires you to make a decision to travel internationally or to a far off place. That is the other way that could look for you around September 3rd to the 5th. So I hope you got those notes down, right? Pause me, take some notes. When we move into the 7th of the month, we have the first of the 2 eclipses in our eclipse month. The eclipse is going to happen in the sign of Pisces, in your sixth house. What is your sixth house? It's your work house, your work, like colleagues, coworkers, employers, servants, job, servitude, work. And when you're here, North Node expands your worldly success through work. You're going to work hard, but you could be successful. And you're going to see a full light, full moon, blood red total eclipse. Blood red moon eclipses are extremely revealing of something you couldn't see or didn't know. But with Jupiter flowing from the 10th house of career in his exaltation, it's all good. This is positive. There's going to be fated, destined change, expansion, and growth in your career space. And it comes off the eclipse of September 7th. It will unfold over the course of 6 months, but look for clues 2 weeks before and up to 4 weeks after. Look for clues, okay, to let you know what this is going to be likely be about. With the Mercury position in the ninth house at the time of the eclipse, phone calls, text messages, emails, discussions from distant shores, far off lands, and far off people give you clues to what this professional success may be actually about. Okay. And you may not know the full extent of it, of course, until after 4, 5, 6 months have passed. The Saturn placement here, retrograde, anaretic, old opportunities from the past that you've been nurturing before and working hard on, starting in 2023, are ripening and fruiting now. So long game projects of career endeavors that you started back as far as 2023, March, can come to great critical fulfillment, including fame or household name success, if that's a part of the wheelhouse of your career potential. If you want to get a pet, a destined fated pet may come. If you want to get a rental opportunity off of this eclipse, it's a slam dunk. Saturn rules the house of home and the house of leasing and renting properties. Whether you want to rent your property as a landlady or lord, or you want to get a lease as a servant, as a tenant, you can do that. And it will be very powerful and positive as well. So a change of home connected to leasing property is likely for some of you in the 6 months that follows this eclipse. And you may have evidence of that within the first month after the eclipse. Now, let's move on and let's talk about the second week of September. September the 7th to the 14th is a very positive energy for you and us, everybody. The Sun and Jupiter are going to engage in a beautiful collaboration called a sextile. You'll start to feel it by the 10th, as 17-degree Sun and Jupiter are aligning, even about maybe, well, September 9th. Okay, so September 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th, it's building up. It becomes exact on the 12th, and it wanes by the 15th. So what I could say about this sort of September 7th to the 15th, 14th, it looks like you want to do something behind the scenes to elevate your career success. Now, it could be many different things, shining a spotlight on yourself, undoing addictions and bad habits to free you for more success in your career. It could also involve an opportunity to negotiate behind the scenes, backroom deals and negotiations favoring your career. It could also mean people from foreign places and distant shores align to support you in career success. We have a dignified Mercury there helping out as well, and the Sun collaborating. And the Mercury and the Sun are past the node, the South Node right now, like they're not engaged like directly with it. They're moved past it. So if there was difficulties regarding career matters before that, now they're clearing up and you're beginning to move into this flowy glow of success. But it's by dint of what you do home alone, what you're working on behind the scenes, that the success is being engineered. Back to hospital settings again, some information, some news, some stories going on with somebody in a hospital. But with Jupiter is a hospital setting for a father figure indicating some prosperity for you. It could be that too. With the exalted moon in the house of in-laws, it may not be your father figure in the hospital. It could be your significant other's father figure in a hospital setting, and the prosperity that you would mutually enjoy. Let's say some legacy wealth was passed forward. Now, one of the things I want to mention is that Mercury is right after that on the 13th, bumping into the Sun. Well, 12th, 13th, it's time zone dependent. And on the 12th, 13th, Mercury will unite with the Sun, get divine mission instructions, and move onward. Well, the sun is the ruler of Leo, and Leo is your house of long range goals, dreams, and wishes, and career gains. This is the second house from the sun's domicile. So it does have to do a little bit with you investigating how to make money from things that you've long dreamed of and wish to accomplish. Like you were fantasizing around profiteering and gaining money through career success, for example. And now you can see the insights, the ideas on how to move forward over the next 6 weeks. There's a reset button for you here. With Venus in the house of your long range goals and dreams and wishes, she's blessing you here. This can also increase profitability in your career, and gains from career are on the upswing, and raises and promotions would not be surprising. Venus here, August 25th to September 18th, is indeed a great blessing for work success, but also for more success with other people, like friends who are benefiting you, or trying to help you, an elder sibling supporting you, one older than you, or just a lot of good luck that can happen in how you can be prospering through your career. And you get her success vibration with you here. As I said, it's already here August 25th before the month starts, and it continues till September the 18th. So every year you get this beautiful glow up, and she's going to really work hard for you. And she is the Lord of your sign. Before she falls in Virgo, when she's going to do that, she's going to be a great support for you. And you can have more fun and social times and enjoyment of engaging in social activities with groups of belonging and friends and clubs you belong to. August 25th to September the 18th. Now we're going to end up with a very powerful, energetic coming through our sky the 14th, the third week, the 14th to the 21st, because we have another eclipse here in Virgo. But we're not going to start with the eclipse. We're going to start with the happy stories of Venus and Mars. You see, Venus is beginning, as we approach the 14th, to want to dance with her cosmic lover, Mars. And this means that what you desire, Venus, to attract to you, Mars will try to fetch it for her by actions and decisions that you will make. Now, I don't know how you're feeling about your significant other right now, because significant business and love partners or clients, you've got a Martian disposition, which can be angry, conflictual, grumpy, aggressive. Keep that in mind. But Venus is softening everything here and bringing harmony and enjoyment and ease in that relationship as well, softening the Mars energy. So that could be a nice little interlude in significant love for you as she builds up this connection from about, you'll start to feel it about September 11th, and it'll peak by the 19th. Good time to do something with a significant relationship partner that's enjoyable and social, and to ease hardship in long-term love if you have that relationship. However, Venus will ask Mars to follow through on something. So this could be a career wish. This could be any kind of long range goal and dream for success in life. This could be something to do with a sibling one older, and decisions and actions you're going to take to help that sibling or to support what that sibling needs from you. There is a lot of energy here where you could have a windfall. It's not the most obvious, but windfalls belong to the 11th house. For Mars to execute on the windfall, to make the decision and take the action, he must do something for Venus. So buy the ticket, you know what I mean? Is there something going on with that as well? I think that, and in general, you're going to feel like your friends are your best friends, and you're going to have a lot of good support from other people. And you may get some really increased success in your career because you're taking decisive action and you're boldly acting on the thing you need to do to get more profit, basically, in your work and career space. If you're retired, the thing you need to do to succeed at your golf game or win the baking prize for your blue ribbon pie. All right. All right. Moving on to the Mercury story. Mercury is going to be leaving Virgo, where he's so strong for you. Pay attention to your dreams at night. They can be so insightful, and ideas come to you in your solitude and meditations. And you might really want to use that energy September 2nd to the 17th. But as he approaches the end of the sign, you're going to notice that he gets into an opposition with Saturn. Now, it's always a challenge, right? Communication can be constrained and difficult. Commercial activities can be suppressed, especially if you make money from international revenue, far off shores and distant lands, and especially if you basically have international income coming to you from people in other countries. And Saturn is in the work house or the health house. And so, like a simple interpretation is you get sick. You're not feeling well. It's not a good time. Maybe the 16th, 17th, and 18th. You might be like, forget it. I'm taking the day off. I'm not going to work. Guys, I'm not coming to the office, or I'm just staying home and relaxing. That's all it could be, something like that, especially with the South Node in Virgo. It could be an episode of some health issue coming back, maybe from the past. Saturn's retrograde, some old chronic illnesses return, and you want to take a little downtime to yourself, a little alone time to yourself. So there's just a day of constriction between work and downtime and alone time. You could also have some news about a pet being ill. You may also experience some kind of situation with somebody in a hospital setting and some difficult news about the prognosis or difficulties of that person. Then he moves over and he gets into a kite formation. See the kite? I'll be doing a video on that, including the cool minor asteroids involved. So please consider liking and subscribing when that video comes out, when we always do all signs. And he's holding a success kite in the sky. I mean, you've got the handhold there, and he wants to lift it up and wants to have success in audience, marketplace, clients, business partnerships, and long-term committed love. He's trying to bring success. And of course, Libra is a sign of one-on-one love. And Neptune here at retrograde is pulling back the tide on difficult circumstances in committed love and business stories. Maybe you're seeing your partner more clearly. Maybe they're sobering up. Neptune is retrograde. He could be a drug addicted or alcohol addicted or abusive, substance abusing partner is cleaning up. And you're just having a success emerging story here. Partly, it's all anchored in the air. We're going to talk about this again later when the sun comes to this spot. So a lot of the air story here is very big for you, and it's Dharma, houses 1, 5, and 9. So it's also a lifting off of entrepreneurial and creative success projects, international themes, book publishing themes, leaning into your purpose and the meaning of life. You might succeed in all such matters, including legal court cases on your behalf, and you can't believe you won, and the negotiation at the end of the day favors you. The judge says, yes, you're the winner. That kind of thing can happen. Book publishing deals can be cemented for success, especially if you've got a book and Hollywood wants to do it. If you do YouTube, Instagram, any videography platform, success is there as well for you. So there's this theme there. It's kind of lifting up. Mercury's picking the kite up, and you're the one with the Mercury. So you're going to find Mercury here September 18th to October the 7th. From September 18th to October the 7th, you're going to be very strongly opinionated. You're going to have ideas. You're going to have a mental clarity. You're going to be negotiating. You're going to be a great marketer, deal maker, seller. But what's interesting here is that Mercury could have an idea for a book. Mercury is with Mars at first. So in the very beginning, you're watch for your being hot-tempered and angry and speaking with that anger, because at the same time, you're healing a chironic wound here to do with long-term committed love and disappointment in business partnerships, challenges with your audience and marketplace or clients, or significant love story. And you could fly off the handle and speak harshly in difficult ways to someone you care about, or that you could, actually fracture something by mistake in a business career setting to do with clients and marketplace. Now, when we move forward past that kite, we come to the 21st of the month, where we have an eclipse in Virgo. This is your sign, South Node eclipse. Okay, so surrender, let go, release, portal to the new 12th house. Venus is out of dignity. She enters Virgo. She's your Lord. You don't like this vibe. She's in 12th house from your sign. There's a lot to say about it. One would be, you might want to travel with this guy. She squares Uranus. Shocking sudden opportunities to go off to travel to a foreign shore. And it may involve spiritual questing and pilgrimages. It may involve gurus and teachers. And yet Venus is in her fall. And there may be something compromised here that you're not seeing. Maybe airlines are shutting down. Maybe there's going to be a global problem. Maybe the place you're traveling to is closed for business. I think there's a change that's unexpected regarding distant shores and travel, even if it's for professional reasons. And then on top of that, the South Node says release, surrender, and let go, and new beginnings and opportunities can emerge in the year that follows. If you want to look at the 12th house as partly connected to educational currents, you might be surprisingly desiring a new direction and you want to teach or learn something new, but Venus has fallen in the 12th house. She's like in a prison cell, dungeon, or hospital archetypally. The only thing I'd say that I like about it is precision abilities to work on creative writing projects can happen. If I was going to use this energy, I would have a writer's retreat for yourself. When? Guys, September 19th, October 14th. Your creative, artistic, and muse inspired precision alone time in any kind of creative precision art project will be very useful. Solitude and art and creativity behind the scenes is good for you. But watch out for that square to Uranus, something, coming off of legal matters that surprise you, court cases, publishing, travel, visas, passports, book publishing, and something kind of maybe surprising, unexpected, and kind of disappointing, maybe. South Node Venus, new beginnings, pleasures, letting go of pleasures that are addictive self-undoing, and pleasures and changing around that. And that's going to happen anyway, because Mars will be moving into the house of what you put in your mouth on the 22nd. And he will try to actualize with Venus a closing out of food styles that are addictive to you. So in essence, what I'm saying is September 22nd to October the 14th is a really good cleansing time for you to reset your button on what you put in your nose and mouth and get healthy, basically. Okay. Otherwise, you could be in a hospital setting working on things to do with your face. I don't know, like a nose job or dental work or dental surgery or veneers or something like that. Okay. When we look at this eclipse that's happening, just to remind you, it takes a year to fulfill itself. It's not going to happen on the day of the eclipse, but look for 2 weeks before September 21st, up to a month after, maybe 6 weeks after, for some evidence of what's happening here. Usually you get a sense of it, and it does have a support from Jupiter. So it's not as bad as it could be. It certainly means Jupiter on high at the top of the sky says yes. And ultimately, all the changes that are happening will support greater prosperity and success in your career and reputation through till next year. So, there's a silver lining, to say the very least. September the 23rd, the sun will move. Now we're on the 23rd, which is like the 21st to the end of the month, the last week of the month. On the September 23rd timeframe, the sun is going to hold the same damn handhold that Mercury held on that kite on the 18th. Just go back and listen to what I said about the kite on the 18th. It's all the same meaning, but the sun just powers it up even stronger and sends a solar light through the backbone of the kite for success. And you can have career success off of this, but you can also have success connected to profitability in your career, more exposure to a larger public, greater gains financially, and the kite just continues to open up new vistas of opportunity through Neptunian people. That can be artists, models, photographers, filmographers, Hollywood people, mystics, all of that. And those kinds of people are helping support an elevation of profitability for you in your career as one of the meanings. And it basically is kite number 2. So look to the September 18th, rewind the video and listen to that. Same thing now, even stronger with the solar light shining through. And I do want to say that as this kite begins to form on the 23rd, I do enjoy the moon on Spica. The moon will move into proximity that day, the 23rd, to one of the most lucky stars in the heavens. So for you, there's a very lucky day, the 23rd and 24th, regarding these ambitions for success and profitability, exposure and public, increasing your marketplace share, and activating inspiration, the muse, maybe some micro celebrity, some breakthroughs in career publishing, and more things like that. It's a good vibe for you guys. All right, moving on. The last week is challenging. Mars is squaring Pluto. It's 2 willpowers battling, personal and divine. It's more than that. It's a conflict of control and power struggle. And somebody's going to have to give. I like Mars. He's very strong, the 23rd to the 27th. He's going to be in his home kingdom, his feminine sign of Scorpio, and he has power here. And this is going to be a great transit, September 22nd to November 3rd, for you to be ambitiously pursuing financial increase, to be working hard to make money, to maybe change your dietary habits and style and cut out the bad foods and addictions. This is also really good for dental work, veneers, facial adjustments with surgical procedures or lasers. And this is also a really good time and a lot of ways for you to be a self-starter. This is a classic entrepreneurial storyline. So if you want to use this, yes, of course, you could start your own entrepreneurial side hustle if you don't have one, or if you're already kind of entrepreneurial, it just gets even hotter and more juicy. You are in charge of your money and how you make it, basically. No one's telling you what to do. Eventually, in October, Jupiter will line up with Mars, and Mars will line up with the North Node. You're going to have a really lovely material prosperity uplift in October connected to career earnings, money, and resources, but you're putting the work in, right? Because Mars is the workhorse here. You're making decisions, you're taking actions, you're doing the stuff you need to do to make that money happen. And Mars's overall, flow trine to Saturn could also change your home during this window of time, September 23rd to November 4th. You may secure a new home, most likely through rental opportunities, and possess a new home. But you'll be excited about it, and it will be a good move for you. If you're doing that, I say yes. And also, I didn't even say, like, the eclipses through the Virgo axis, the one we're having, also can move your home in an easy, flowing, and positive way. Although that eclipse could move your home to a distant shore, not down the street, not in the neighborhood next door, but far off, another part of the country, distant from where you are, another country even. So consider that. If I was to deal with this battle between Mars and Pluto, it could be a really difficult conversation with a child. It could be a very hard conversation with a lover. And because we have a lot of tension, on that backbone between the Sun, Mercury, and Neptune, there could be a turning point conversation with a long-term romantic partner that's very, very important, because speech is where Mars is sitting. And that turning point conversation is like a come to Jesus moment. So you're going to have those with a business partner, with a long-term relationship partner, maybe. So these conversations, Mars has got his agenda. He's stronger than Pluto in some ways. I think that maybe some critical turning points in your romantic life that are kind of being foisted upon you, or that you're having to really kind of grind to make it happen. You could find yourself embroiled in a difference of opinion on a creative project or an entrepreneurial business endeavor, and some situation puts you against another person's agenda. If you do have children, though, there's a difficult money situations one of your children may be dealing with, and you may have to be supportive of them, but you're also very demanding. And there's like an archetypal power control battle over finances with a lover or a child. All right, that's what I've got for you. Anything else I'd say? This is a darker story. It only applies to some of you of childbearing age, fighting over whether or not to keep a pregnancy. That could be true for some Libras in this story. All right, thanks for listening, Libra. Now I'm going to pull a card for you here. This is from the English deck here, English deck. This is from the dictionary, and we're going to pull a card. Let's get a card draw for you and see what we get. Don't you want to have a Patreon community? I'm recording on August 13th. I'm going to get this ahead of you. If you want to get ad-free early access content, plus up to 4 Zoom meetings with me a month, and many other cool things, come join us there. Moderate. Your message is moderate. That's your message for September. Why does that make sense to me? Because Mars is at a balance in your first house. You are at a balance. You also have Venus falling into Virgo in the house of self-undoing addictions. She's in her fall. The downside of that is you could fall into addictions. I quit pot years ago, and suddenly you're smoking on the daily. So if you're going to fall back into an addiction cycle, when you can clear it successfully is September 22nd to November 3rd with Mars's support in Scorpio. But with Venus in Virgo till October 14th, where she's fallen, I'm going to give you a tip. This is a heads up. To clear an addiction from your life successfully, it will be best served to approach it from October the 14th to November the 3rd, with support from Mars and Venus both in dignity and strength. Otherwise, moderation is your key word. And with that Mars imbalance in your first house, you will have to be careful to temper your temper as well. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see you next month in our videos. Please join me on my channel by being a subscriber. And, I would really appreciate that. Just hitting the subscribe button is a click of a finger really helps the channel's algorithm. And I would love to continue to grow. Thank you.